All right, y'all. Let me go ahead and get this live out the way. I was gonna start it at 7, like 20, but I actually have some stuff to do, so we're gonna have to speed this up. We got to speed up this timeline, y'all. Hey, everybody. How are all of y'all doing? Okay, how is everybody doing? It's a long time no see. Okay, but a little birdie had told me something. Y'all already know who my little birdie is. Y'all know who my little birdie is, okay? And so I guess when I made the post, and I also, stopped by Claudiva's to see what was going on. Claudiva was popping off. But it was good to see her. You look good, Clyde. You do. You look real good. Um, I don't know why I say this. No matter how much Clyde has stressed me the fuck out and how much shit Clyde has done, I'll tell you one thing you can never ever take away from Clyde Diva. That is a beautiful woman. That is a beautiful woman. Y'all can't never take that from Clyde. Clyde is one of the most gorgeous women I have ever seen in my life. Period. Have y'all seen her lately? Clyde is stunning. She is absolutely stunning. That little chocolate porcelain doll. Okay. So yeah. And then I went over there by ZX. Okay. So ZX was popping off today. He had some stuff to say. So we're gonna get into that. YouTube cameras is up in here. That's another beautiful woman. Y'all seen YouTube cameras? That's another gorgeous woman too. For real, for real. I tell you what, there was some beautiful women in this here sector. I tell y'all that. Y'all can't never say it wasn't no beautiful women around here because they really were. They really were absolutely beautiful. But anywho, China, don't tell me what to do because I gotta talk about your fine ass too. You came and distracted me. I was gonna get into it, but now I'm distracted by your fine ass. I didn't expect there to be so much gorgeousness up in here today. Now, do y'all want me to get into it, or y'all gonna keep distracting me with your beauty? Cause y'all know my attention span ain't shit, and y'all know I will lose the direction in which I'm going in a heartbeat. Now, I'm trying to focus. I got ADD. Hey, Jeff. Okay, it's a lot that went on. This went 0 to 60. I didn't even know. I was minding my business. Y'all know I be over on TikTok. And I done crossed 32,000 followers on TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, it's Jassy Reloaded Uncensored, by the way. Your girl is doing numbers over there. Anywho, okay. Anywho, so there's this situation that happened, y'all, where Ashay daughter had a baby. Okay. Ashay daughter had a baby, and that led things up in a ways, y'all. Hold on. Now I was getting distracted by my girl, Natalie Loud, y'all. She loud as I don't know what. Anywho, and I know I ain't shown y'all Natalie lately, but she just as pretty as she can be. But so let's talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. So first of all, I got some stuff to address from Ashay's video. Okay, that she did earlier today. So I've already addressed. I don't be watching your page. Okay, I received messages which I posted the receipt of the message that I received and when I received it, which was yesterday. I don't be watching your damn page. Okay. That's number one. If you track me on damn TikTok, you'll see I'm always over there posting way too much content to be stalking any damn body. So there's that. Okay. And also, right, if you're gonna tell somebody's story, Asha, you need to tell their story correctly. Okay? That's the problem. You thought that you was throwing shit and it was landing, but it wasn't landing because you didn't know what the hell you were talking about. Which, as much as you have been in my business and terrorizing me, I would have thought you had the story down pat. And you lied and said you don't be around my page, but in your video, You talked about my son having a bonus mom, and I called my son bonus mom on my page at the beginning of June when I posted him graduating from high school and how he is headed to college. Okay, that is the first time that I have ever referred to her as a bonus mom. Okay. I referred to her as a bonus mom in the video of his graduation, as well as on the post of his graduation. So you'll be around here dibbling and dabbling, ma'am. Okay, it's okay. You ain't got to lie to the people. We know you like to lie, but sometimes you got to tell the truth to your damn self. Okay. And you had enough of an obsession with me to take time out of your day. Okay. Since we're talking about stalkers and obsessions and being sick, to put my daughter Aubrey on a milk carton. Okay. To use your baby to make fun of my baby being nonverbal and not talking when you felt that it was appropriate for her to talk. Okay. Because she always talked. She just didn't talk when you wanted her to. I don't know why you were worried about somebody else's 3-year old talking to you. Okay. You took time out of your day to put a picture of my children on a t-shirt with a thing on it that said fuck Jassie's kids. Okay, that said fuck Jassie's kids. You went somewhere and paid somebody for a t-shirt, then paid somebody to put those graphics of my children on that t-shirt. I don't know anything that is sicker or more obsessive than that. Okay, so let's be honest. You ain't never seen me put all that damn energy into you. But we done seen you put a whole lot of energy into me and crafting lies and doing all kinds of shit over the years. Okay? Secondly, when you spoke on my son, you said I could never tell my daughter to give her child to somebody else to raise. Was your child sexually assaulted, ma'am? Because I don't understand how you are comparing a consensual sexual act to a 16-year-old being sexually assaulted at 16 and that resulting in a pregnancy and the birth of a child when I was 17. Huh? See, when you talk, you got to know what you're talking about, and you got to be able to have a comparable example. That wasn't a comparable example. You have no idea what your daughter would want to do or what you would want to do if you have a pregnancy that results from rape. Because that's the word for it, from rape. You don't know what you would want to do if you were a sexual assault victim at a young age. You don't know what you would want to do. Okay. And then when you had a baby, the only thing you can see when you look at that baby is the person who raped you. You don't know what you would do. You don't know what you would do. You ain't been in my situation, ma'am. But let's be clear. Okay. I tell you what, my mama watched me and supervised me from 14, 15, and 16. Okay. I wasn't having consensual sex with nobody. My first time having sex wasn't consensual. So you can't compare your daughter to me. Okay? I wasn't voluntarily hunching as a teenager. Let's be clear. We got that? But I know that you knew that because I remember you making fun of my sexual assault a few years back. So that lets us know that you got up here and voluntarily lied. You got up here and took it upon yourself to lie for no reason. Because that's what you do. You're a liar. You're a liar. Okay? But I tell you what about my son. whose life I've always been a part of, ma'am. Okay. I tell you what about my son. Okay. Is I was dedicated to him turning out all right, no matter how he got here. No matter how he got here, I was dedicated to him turning out all right, and he did. And he did. And my son done had girlfriends since he was 15, and he ain't never impregnate nobody. I remember talking to my son about safe sex, about how to protect yourself, and how to even wear condoms if you're going to engage in sexual intercourse. I had good enough sense to do that. And when it comes to my daughters, I started talking to them about sexual education as soon as they cycles started. When my daughters have a crush on somebody, they tell me. Only the oldest has ever had a crush on somebody. Okay. Got a little puppy love thing. They going to the little middle school social. She told me all about that. We discussed sex. Do you think that's something that no, I am really ready for all that. I don't think I'm not interested in doing all that. We talked about body safety, how to say no, all of those different things. She knows exactly where a baby comes from and exactly how to make one. And she knows that for herself, she doesn't want to make one. For herself, that is not what she wants to do with her life. Okay. And I tell you what, I am so involved and active. Ain't that what ZX said? She's active parents. I'm so involved and active that the only way my daughter would get pregnant is if she decide to hunch during school hours and up underneath their stairwell. Because she damn sure ain't going to be able to do it, okay, walking in somebody else's house or somebody walking in mine. We got cameras around this bitch. We got cameras around this motherfucker. Okay. I look on that damn app and I see somebody moving in that house. Let me see a boy run through this motherfucker. I promise you. Okay. So, see, that's how you can watch your kids even when you're at work. You invest in getting you some cameras in the corner of your rooms. You know, the ones that your baby daddy ghost had in his house. You get you a whole little surveillance system. Okay. All right. So you can see what's going on, what they up to if they're in the house. Ashe's oldest daughter got pregnant when she was 14 and had a baby when she was 15. She just had a baby a couple days ago. And she asking her mama, what do she do? And she should ask her mama what she do. She a child. That young lady is a child. Nobody can say really anything bad about the young lady because she's a child. It's interesting how everybody understands. Ain't that right, ZX? Everybody understands that a child only knows what the parent teaches it until it's about Ashe. Ain't that right, ZX? Now it's, well, we can't put all the responsibility on the parent. You had no problems putting responsibility on me as a parent. You had no problem putting responsibility on Clyde as a parent. You had no problem putting responsibility on Diva Tomboyish as a parent. You had no problem putting responsibility on all those women in the B sector and in the black sector that you attacked as a parent. You had a lot to say about their parenting in the Mo 3 sector as well. You had a lot to say. You were very critical of their parenting. But now, once it gets to Ashe, well, we got to be understanding. Understanding of what, brother? Because I remember you did a whole live about babies having babies when you thought that I was a fast tail young lady. And that wasn't even the case. And you thought my daughters was gonna be fast tail ladies, and that ain't even the case. Hmm. Funny how you knew how stuff worked then and who was responsible for what then. Because that 14-year-old wasn't responsible for none of that. Her mama is absolutely responsible for dropping the ball on that. And yes, she can go to college. She can graduate high school. She can have a career, but it's going to be a hell of a lot harder. And it didn't have to be that way. What's done is done, but it didn't have to be. It didn't have to be. But I don't think any of us are shocked or surprised because we knew what kind of role model she had. She had a fast tail mama. Ain't that right, ZX? She had a fast tail mama. She watched her mama chase men around all day. Tell the truth. She watched her mama chase men around, prioritize men, and all that different shit. You see me interact with men, you lost your goddamn mind, even though these men ain't never met my damn kids. Okay, let's tell the truth. Now, mind y'all, in this economy, y'all talking about how mama ain't financially stable. Let's just talk about how this economy is insane. And that is two teenagers. The dad is a teenager too, y'all. The dad is the same age as the young lady. This is two 15-year-olds with a baby. I wouldn't think the dad is no more than 15, 16 years old. This is two teenagers with a baby. Two teenagers that aren't even legally old enough to consent to sex. The age of which a person can consent to sex with another teenager is 16. They weren't even old enough to be consenting to what they was doing. That's a fact. They weren't even old. The law said they weren't even old enough to be doing what they was doing. Come on now. They can't comprehend no shit like that. They can't even wrap their mind around something like that. Just said the tea is hot, baby. It's hot. It's boiling. It's scalding. Scalding. Hot. Scalding. You got to be able. And then she talked about, you know who the bonus mom is for me? My mom. So you and your mama failed at this assignment, right? You, your mama, and your grandma failed at this assignment because you was listing all the support. Why wasn't the support supporting? You got a whole support team. Where the hell was the whole support team at when your daughter was hunching? Ain't nobody know she was hunching. She got all this support. She got all these watchful women around. And her father is involved. And her dad is involved. She got all these involved people, but nobody knew she was hunching. None of y'all caught on to that. So don't sit up here and talk about support systems and all of that different stuff. I literally had less support systems and still managed to do a whole lot more in a lower less amount of time. Okay. Because one thing I learned, and I think that this is because I did have my son at 17 years old, is that I now have a mission to make sure that that is a generational curse that I break. I now have that as a mission. That's a mission of mine. Okay. See, one thing that I have done, and I don't know if y'all peep all the stuff that I have done as far as breaking generational curses, right, in my family, right? I was taken into dang foster care when I was a kid, and I was adopted. My mama didn't fight for me, and my mama didn't get me back. But I got mine back. You would say whatever you want to say. I got mine back, regardless of all the obstacles that y'all threw at me. I got them back, and they have been thriving. Shout out to Diva Tomboyish as well for making those kind words about my daughter. She is an honor roll student and a gifted artist that is attending a magnet school that only accepted 20 kids per major and only has 120 kids that are accepted into this prestigious art school per class. Okay. Fifth grade girl from the damn hood and a single mom. Yeah. Yeah. I got a son that just completed ninth grade honor roll. In his eighth grade year, he received two awards for the highest standardized state test score in ELA and the highest state standardized test score in reading in his school. Uh huh. Uh huh. And then my oldest son graduated high school, okay, got into every college he applied for, all five of them, and is headed to the HBCU in the fall. Uh huh. Not a pregnancy, not a boyfriend, not a girlfriend in sight. Okay? You want to hug something, hug a book. You want to kiss on something, kiss a calculator and do that math homework. Okay. And we got Natalie, okay, headed into middle school, and she got into an academy, the same academy that Manny got into for middle school. Okay. Uh-huh. And we got Aubrey bringing up the rear, okay, also in a magnet school. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. International baccalaureate, baby. Okay. Okay. So you say whatever you want to say about Jassy, baby, but I bring the results, though. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes, he's already done. Just you didn't see his graduation video. Make sure y'all go see AK graduation video. He was so cute. He was too proud of himself. He was too proud of himself, y'all. He didn't even know what to do. He was smiling from ear to ear. He was going through because I was on the other side of the stadium. He was coming around. My dad and my stepmom were there, and they seen him on the side, and he was like, "Where my mom? Where my mom?" I was on the other side of the stadium trying to find them, and so I seen him in the processional a few times, and he lit up as soon as he seen me. He hopped out the line and hugged me across the fence. And so he was too hype. He was too hype. And then he went on to his dang his beach trip, his senior beach trip. And my nerves was tore up. I was watching his location to make sure ain't nothing crazy pop off. Okay. Make sure nothing crazy pop off. And Manny's up in varsity playing football this year. And his coaches speak highly of him. His teachers speak highly of him. All of the teachers speak very highly of my children about their emotional intelligence, their compassionate leadership towards others, and really just how kind they are because they have just done so much and grown so much, and we've grown so much together just as a unit and as a team. I always say stuff happened. People can say whatever they want to say about me. Stuff happened, okay, but it's never where you've been, it's always where you're going. And as long as you focus and know where you're going and you have purpose and reason, as I said, I have a purpose and a reason. I am absolutely committed and dedicated to one, breaking generational curses, and two, making sure my children go way further than me, making sure that they go above and beyond, okay? And that they make it do what it do. I tell them all the time. A lot of people gonna catch it out. Prove them wrong. I said because that's what I do in life. I done been counted out many, many times, and I prove them wrong. Ain't that right, ZX? Ain't that right, ZX? Yeah, yeah. I prove them wrong. You was up here. You spent a whole 2 years hollering and foaming at the mouth. But I give you this, ZX. Let me tell you this. If you listening. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you thank you. I'm gonna tell you thank you. And you know why I'm gonna tell you thank you? Because if it wasn't for you, I would not have had a person that pushed me to prove them wrong and to make sure that you ate your words. I made sure you ate them, and I hope they taste good. And don't worry, I'm gonna make sure you eat them for the next few years. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay? Because I ain't even did all my big ones yet. When my kids walk across some stages with their college degrees, that's my big one. And I don't care if your old crusted ass is still up here breathing. I sure am gonna strike up a live. I'm sure gonna strike up a damn live, and I'm gonna tell you, uh huh. Next time, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Okay. You can't speak. Listen, you can't speak on folk who God done already spoke over. That's what a lot of people didn't understand. You can't speak on folk that God done already spoke over. Okay, you can't shout louder than God and what God actually desires and wants for that person's life. You ain't your voice ain't louder than his. Uh huh. Okay. You know ZX is elated about that little shout out because he mentioned my name in his live. He is elated about that damn shout out because I did all the things ZX told me I wasn't gonna do. I already been doing them. Because you can't tell me about me. It's too many people that walk around and try to tell you about you. You can't tell me about me, sweetheart. Okay. And I actually have a legitimate husband, ZX. ZX, I ain't got a green card husband, ZX. I ain't got a peekaboo husband, ZX. I actually have a legitimate husband. I had a legitimate wedding. Ain't that right, ZX? Uh huh. Okay. Bet you look, ZX wish every day he had bet on the right horse. Don't ever, let me tell y'all, if you ever gonna damn gamble and you ask ZX for the numbers, them numbers wrong. If you ever, if you, if ZX ever get trusted to damn, you walk into a casino with ZX, he gonna lose all his money. He gonna lose all his money because he don't even be right about shit. He don't even be right about shit. ZX called this shit all wrong, didn't you, ZX? ZX said, God damn, I picked the wrong daughter. In time, whatever ZX is bet first and then bet against that shit. Bet in the opposite direction. Bet in the opposite direction. Okay. That's the only way with his good dialing ass. Period, Pooh. Um, you can't find his channel. No, I found his channel. His channel, somebody sent it to me. So he got a channel and he did a live. Yes, yeah, ZX was a special kind of evil. He really was, to be honest. I just live in a place of like I don't want to say if it's forgiveness, but I haven't forgotten. Okay. I haven't forgotten. Um, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, cause hold on, y'all can't hear me. This is what I'm talking about. Can y'all hear me now?
people were sitting up there calling my damn phone. And I hate when that happens because they never know to like stop. Like I'll hang up and they just keep calling me like, stop calling me. Okay. Goodness gracious. I don't make no damn sense. Yes, a lot of cruel stuff happened, Peach, on this YouTube for no reason. A lot of very cruel things that are completely unnecessary happen up here for no reason. People, did make some cognitive choices to just be evil for no reason, honestly and truthfully. But at the end of the day, I tell you what, they got to live with that, not me. I don't lose any sleep. I don't lose no sleep about it. I don't lose a lick of sleep. At the end, I think that sometimes just knowing, for me, I find comfort in the truth. So just knowing what it is, I always know what it is. Okay. And can't nobody tell me that what it is ain't. You can't tell me what it is ain't. Period. You can. So I just, and from time to time I have to deal with that where people will pop up and say something to me like on TikTok or something, and I just ignore them. I'll be like, all right, whatever. Because I know where it came from and I know where they got that from. So I just keep on moving forward. Okay. As they say, forgiveness is for you, not the other person. Because we all have to pay for what we pay for. We all got to pay for what we pay for. We all got to deal with what we deal with. And I tell you what, sometimes, and here's one of the things Ashe said. She said, I share what I want to share. When I share something, it's intentional. We know it's called curated content. A lot of people do curated content where they show what they want to show to depict a picture of things, even if what's actually going on behind the scenes ain't none of that at all. Okay. Ashe has always been that type of person. She has always been a pump faking ass person. Okay. From the get-go. Okay. 9 times out of 10, things that she demonized, she was actually doing. Demonizing the sexuality of other female content creators, but then you come up here and slide popsicles between your ass cheeks. Okay. Say that women need to be these traditional modest women, but you were retired 304. Okay. I don't know why retired 304s always get super pious and super religious. No, don't get super pious and super religious. Now you was just popping that coochie 2 weeks ago. You was just throwing that ass in a circle on Snapchat Premium 5 minutes ago. And now you want to wear a veil and talk about Jesus. And go to hell on. Go to hell on. They always do that shit, man. That's why I don't interact too much with the church, because there'd be a lot of that going on in the church. Like, dang well that this is the type of stuff you was doing and you was thinking was cute. And I'm gonna tell you some real ass shit too. I'm gonna tell you some real ass shit, because I'll tell you what I did, Ashe. I did go all the way back to see some stuff. I said, well, let me see what you've been up to since I've been over here now. But I could have told you that there should have been probably some concern in regard to your daughter with that dress she had on. If it was me and my daughter had wore a dress like that, everybody would have said something. ZX mentioned in his video, he gonna say, sometimes our kids are too grown. Her mama went to a dress store and picked out one of the grownest dresses I have ever seen for an 8th grade social, an 8th grade graduation, or whatever it was. One of the grownest. The slit was way too high and revealing, and the cleavage chest area was way too low, and she really looked like she should have been going to a senior prom or homecoming, and the girl was 13. That was the first red flag right there, ZX, but she didn't say nothing. Okay, you didn't say nothing because that was too damn grown. Yeah, I remember when he zoomed in on Natalie and he zoomed in on JL being weird. Yeah, I remember when he did that, being absolutely weird. Yeah, it was real. She want attention. She said she want all the clout. So I tell y'all to go ahead and see her or whatever. It's on her little food and family channel. It was too grown. The dress was wet, and all the other kids was dressed age appropriately. And I guess she like wanted her daughter to like stand out, but it was like, yo, that was something where um folk walking down the street, if she wasn't so babied in the face, somebody had thought she was grown. Like somebody wouldn't have thought she was real grown, but they'd have definitely thought she was like 17, 18. Because she's a taller young lady. She's a very pretty young lady, but she's a taller young lady too. So you got to be careful about that. Yeah. Yeah, that was a little too much. That was a little too much. But here's the thing. They don't be sitting up there. They didn't harass her the way that they harassed me. They didn't harass her the way that they harassed Clyde. And everybody know that. Everybody know that. Now, Clyde was talking about how her daughter is graduating, getting ready to graduate from college. She's on her senior year. So congratulations to Clyde's daughter. She's in her senior year of university. She 1 year away from walking across that stage with that degree. So congratulations to Clydiva. Okay, no baby. No baby. Okay. Yeah, congratulations to Clyde. So, the child, sometimes they be watching all the wrong people. That's the real truth, but ain't nobody gonna be grown and admit that. Ain't nobody gonna be none of these people gonna be adults and admit that. Sometimes you watching all the wrong people. Sometimes you bringing all the hell on all the wrong people. They called CPS on me a million times. They called CPS on Clyde a million fucking times. A million fucking times. They was dedicated to destroying, obstructing, hindering, harming my family and harming Clyde's family. Okay. Meanwhile, per the results, me and Clyde had a lot more sense than people thought we did. Okay, a lot more sense. Dragging the wrong people. The wrong people. Mm-hmm. Right. Like, come on now. Come on now. And I'll say this. If Clyde is the role model to her daughter, you could say whatever you want to say about her personal life and what she does as a woman, right? Because there's a difference. We are women in our own person, right? And then we're also a mother. Okay. So you can say whatever you want to say about what she does on her personal time as a mother, as a woman. But what she does as a mother, the results speak for themselves. The results speak for themselves. Period. Okay. Period. The reason why I think that the Muslim husband is on some weird shit is because tattoos are haram. Um, they're kind of not viewed positively in that community. And I think that was somebody that she was like having a relationship. I think that's somebody that she worked with in their company. And they probably like proposition her to like do a little deal, do a little arrangement. Because remember, they never heard nothing else about this shit, to be honest. So I didn't see shit else about that shit, to be damn honest. I ain't gonna damn hold you, to be honest. Okay. I don't think that's legit. I'll tell you what, they need to clean it up though, because ICE is out here. ICE is out here. ICE is out here, baby. ICE is not playing no games. Trump sending ICE all over the place. So I tell you what, you might need to make sure y'all got y'all shit tight, because if they catch you with that fraud ass marriage, Trump said he pressing charges. Trump said he is sending bitches up the road. Okay, if he find out you out here helping immigrants fraud, so you might want to make sure you clean that shit up. Don't be out here doing no fraud ass damn marriage, I say, or that's gonna be the next thing the guy hit you with, because you might get hit with that shit because of what you did to Clyde's mama, sitting up there talking about smoking her mama ashes and spreading period blood across her mama's picture and shit. Okay. Because I tell you what, karma ain't through with you yet. Understand, you did way too much foul ass, fuck ass shit to people's children. Karma is not done with you yet. Okay? It ain't done. Okay. Hey, Dior Diva. Y'all know karma ain't finished. She did too goddamn much, man. She did way too much to people. Unnecessary shit. She didn't know how to not be demonic. She just go be demonic anyway. Like, you didn't have to go be demonic so much. That listen, and Clyde had me cracking up because Clyde was talking about how all her edges. She said, Clyde said you sitting there in the dark with 4 locks. And I said, listen, Clyde, it wasn't just her sitting up there in the dark with 4 locks. It's the fact that one of them locks got a whole hand on it. Why the fuck does your lock have fingers? That lock can literally reach out and touch somebody. that lock can literally pick up shit. I don't understand why that one lock decided to grow fucking fingers on that shit. But yeah, so Clyde was talking about how her whole edges is gone. But here, Clyde, she ain't never had no fucking edges. I don't know why you talking about her edges gone. She ain't never had no edges. The hairline is really just receding at this point. But she ain't never had no fucking edges now. Like, I was trying. That's the thing that I gotta call Clyde out about. Clyde, I gotta call your ass to the carpet for that shit. Cause you said she ain't never had no goddamn edges. She done been getting dragged by them edges for as long as we done damn known her. Hell you mean, man. Them edges ain't gonna grow back. Never, 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 never. Okay, because that's what happened. You do terrible shit to people. God take your edges. That's just how that goes. And here's the thing, you never know. Ashe might have another kid. They could end up having kids at the same time. Ain't no really telling with these folks, to be honest. And I'm telling you, that's not a situation that I actually want to do in life. I actually will never be in that situation because my tubes are tied. But if ever my tubes came untied, I'd be mortified. Okay, I'd be mortified and horrified. Oh man, I tell you that. But yeah. So that's what I had to come up here and say and speak on, because I was like, I know good goddamn well you not comparing my situation and your daughter's situation, because that's not the same situation at all. Okay, I absolutely do wish the best for the young lady. Okay, what's her name? All her kids are named after stones, I believe. They named after stones or jewels. I think that one is turquoise. Anywho, I wish the best for her. I think that if y'all are supportive of her and the young man, that they both will graduate from high school with honors. I've seen young ladies do it and go on to college and actually, be able to provide the best life that they can provide for that little boy. Okay. I know she's excited to have a boy because she never had one personally. So I know she's excited to have a grandson. So I hope that's a beautiful experience for you, Ashe. I truly do. And I hope that you do sit down and have conversations with her and your other daughters too, to make sure that this is not a repeat thing. Because the more kids at the younger age, then the more difficult her walk could be. And one thing that we have to be mindful of as parents is that we want to make sure we set our kids up for the best, because we don't know how long we actually gonna be here. And if we're not here, we want to make sure that they have all the tools that they need to succeed. Okay, if I'm not here, I want to make sure that your load is as light as possible for you to get to the other side. And if that young lady ends up having even just another kid, it can end up setting her back exponentially. That's the research on it. So go look at the research, because I give some positive words too. Go look at the research. Go look at the research about statistics for like single moms and statistics for teen moms and stuff like that, and then commit yourself to you and her breaking those statistical data together and getting to the other side of it together. Okay. Natalie's loud. Okay, Natalie is so loud, and I tell you what, I believe that the young lady is going to break that cycle, and she's not gonna. If she has a child, her child will not be a teen parent. I don't believe that. I believe that she's going to learn, and she's going to do very well. Focus on the books more than the baby daddy. Don't let the baby daddy distract her from the books, and don't let her distract the baby daddy from the books, because the only way out is education. Okay, their only way out, the only way for them to get on the other side is education. Education, either a degree or a trade. A degree or a trade. Okay, and she could get a really solid trade of sonography. Okay, I think that, I don't know what program Chicago has, but possibly at 16 she can go ahead and get her a trade. So then she can do college and have a really solid career. But I know that a lot of the medical trades will start her off at a really solid, decent amount of money, and she only got to commit to it for 2 years. Okay. Okay. So that's and the same thing for him. If he's going to, for the young man, if he is 16 already, start hunting around for electrical. The trade that's making a lot of money right now is electricians. Electricians are needed all over the country, and they're starting them off at 100K. Okay. Okay. So, anywho, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I can't just drag. I gotta say something very helpful, to set them off right. But yeah, it'll take them 2 years. Takes 2 years for both of them. To get those trades and be done with that. And if he does go for the electrical or welding, one of the two, and they paying plumbers a lot of money too. But I'm pretty sure that young man don't want to be sticking his hand in people's toilets. Okay, so more so electrical. HVAC making a lot of money too in the South, like in southern states. HVAC techs are making a lot of money too. Yeah. Anywho, and thank you to everybody who hit my Cash App. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. Because some of these kids is getting these trades and they rolling them into degrees. Okay, because I know a young man. He ended up getting electrical, and then ended up going an electrical trade because he had went through Job Corps, got that, and then he ended up deciding to double back around, go to college, and he's like an engineer now. He's an engineering student. Okay. He's an engineering student. He's going into being a civil engineer. He's one of the young men that my husband had as a student a couple years back. So anywho, yeah, HVAC. It takes a village. It takes a village, but you gotta have a plan. If you have a plan of what you're gonna do and how you're gonna do it, then you're gonna be fine. As long as you have a plan of how y'all gonna do it, and everybody actually working together, and maybe even acknowledging that, hey, on both sides of them, they might have gave them kids a little bit too much free time. They might have had a little bit too much free time. Okay, they need to not really have that much free time again. Okay, like they need to keep them busy. Hey, Aggie. Oh, thank you, Intermuse Mystic. Yes, especially with those plans that they have to turn everything into AI. They can't AI the whole medical field. They can't AI that. Okay, and they damn sure can't AI nothing in construction. They still gonna need people to build the shit. And black men are getting back into construction too. There's a lot of money in it. They tried to shut black men out the industry back in the day with the economic alienation and bullshit. But a lot of black men are returning back to these more so construction hard hat fields, and they're making big, big, big bang. But I remember us talking about that on TikTok about the trades that are lacking and they are in desperate need of these trades. And I remember when I held a show about it on TikTok, all the electricians came forward. And I'm telling you, one of them, he started his own company. He made $300,000 a year. And he said that, you know, a lot of those young dudes up under him doing electrical work are making 100K to 150K, especially if they travel, like if they're willing to travel like around the country. And also you can get international contracts in other countries to do electrical work out there, to do electrical work, to do welding, all that. So yeah. Okay. So that's a good solid career path. Yeah. So anyway, y'all, I gotta go. Peace out.